Hi, this is Bill with Bluesunrise AI, and I was going to walk you through how I export the chat history messages and then import those into a very powerful AI research tool from Google called NotebookLM, and then how I analyze the messages from there. You can also do the same thing with leads. You can export your leads as well. So let's get started. Let's do messages, and you click on export. Export all the leads since I didn't have a date range in here. And you can do the same thing with leads. You could put a date range, or you could search. Whatever your criteria is, then that will be what is exported. If you don't have anything, you'll get everything. So you're asking me, what is NotebookLM? It's research and thinking partners, what they call it. And it uses the latest Gemini models. So you could upload your sources. We're going to show you that here in a minute. You could also input your website, YouTube videos, and a lot more information. And you'll gain some instant insights. You could chat with NotebookLM and ask it questions about the conversations that have taken place on your business site. You could also generate briefing documents, study guides, and so forth. And when it responds, it will also tell you the source of that information. You could listen to audio or watch video overviews too of the data as it understands it. So that's kind of the basics of NotebookLM, and you can sign up at notebooklm.google.com. I think you'll have to have a Google email address, but you could sign up for a free one. All right, let's go over to NotebookLM and let's create a new notebook, and we're going to upload a file. And we're going to take the message file we just created and we'll click on it. And open that up. And that will get imported directly into NotebookLM. We didn't have to change the CSV file. We didn't have to convert it to Excel or anything. We just imported it. While I'm at it, let me show you the message file. This is what it looks like. They will all have the word messages, dash, and then the name of the bot. And of course, the file will have a date, so you can have an idea of when it was created. You will see on this layout in Excel that a lot of these fields, the ID, the bot name, conversation ID, and username, are encrypted, and we do that to protect you and us from hacks. Over here on the right side of the file is the relevant information, the type, the content, and the creation date and time. The user is the person asking the question, where are you located, and the assistant is the chatbot responding. You can review these inside the bot builder as well, but if you have a lot of them, it would be nice to export them, pull them into NotebookLM, and then let it analyze them for you. This is what the leads file looks like. Again, it has some encrypted fields up front. You'll see the conversation ID. I'll talk more about that later. And then you can see I'm the person that sent in that particular question. All right. So here we are in NotebookLM, and I have some questions I pulled together which I thought were somewhat relevant. The other thing I could point out is I have a couple prompts here that you could type in if you think the NotebookLM is struggling with your conversations. I did it the very first time I used that prompt, but I'm not sure it's necessarily needed. But you may find that you have trouble and you could use that prompt. Okay, let's try this. What are the most common questions customers ask? So it's going to go search through your data, analyze that. I mentioned before that you could use some of these things over here. You could create an audio file, a video file. You could also generate a report. You could create your own. You could create a briefing document, study guide, blog post, and so forth. You can create flashcards, infographics. You can do a lot. Okay, based on the chat logs, the most common questions customers ask are categorized into certain categories. So, kind of a nice way to summarize things. So I like this: cluster the conversations and give me a count by group. Let's try that. So cluster conversation into these groups. 1, ready to buy, research phase, support, existing customers, irrelevant. And it'll go out, analyze all your data and give you an answer. Okay. So we got ready to buy, gives you some examples, gives you a count. Here's the research phase, give you some examples of answers. Gives you support, existing, irrelevant. So you can see some of the testing I was doing, which I didn't want the bot to respond to. So you could do a lot with this. You could have it go through there. Were there any inquiries about new products and services? And you can see NotebookLM even suggests some questions that you could ask. If you want, you could go over to this section and add other sources. You could add your website and so forth. But I just wanted to analyze the conversations. What are people asking? How's the bot responding? And so forth. If you're worried about training your bot, you could ask this question: what unanswered questions does the bot fail to handle well? And this is one of the fastest ways to improve the training and increase conversations. So based on the answers that come back, you may want to go into the bot and do some further training you could upload. You could just type in some text. Maybe it doesn't know your address specifically. People ask that question a lot of different ways. What is your location? What is your address? Where are you? Where are you at? That sort of thing. So you could use this question to help you line out those things. You could also upload PDF files. Maybe you have some product documents and so forth that you want to load into the bot. So that'll give you a pretty good idea how to go about doing that. I think a NotebookLM is a very, very good product, and for the price, $0, it's free. It's an excellent tool that you should take advantage of. Have any questions, concerns? Be sure to reach out to me. Bill at Bluesunrise AI. Thank you.